Hi, welcome to On This Day in Tudor History with me, Claire Ridgway, author of On This Day in Tudor History. And today I'm taking you back to 1545, which was of course late in the reign of King Henry VIII. For on this day in Tudor history, the 15th of April 1545, Sir Robert Dymoke, champion at the coronations of Henry VII and Henry VIII, and a man who served in the households of Queens Catherine of Aragon and Anne Boleyn, died. Now, you might not have heard of him. He's one of those lesser known men, so let me share a few facts about this Tudor man. Although his name is usually spelt Dymoke, Dymoke, it's more commonly pronounced Dimmock. Robert Dymoke was born in around 1461. He was the son of Sir Thomas Dimmock of Scrivelsby in Lincolnshire and his wife Margaret, who was daughter and co-heir of Leo Wellis, Baron Wellis. Robert's father was champion at the coronation of King Edward IV. In May 1471, when Dimmock was about 10 years old, an order was issued to arrest him and his mother. This was following a feud that his father had had with Thomas Burgh, Master of the Horse to Edward IV, which resulted in Burgh's manor being attacked and destroyed. Dimmock's father was executed, and the Dimmock lands were granted to the king's brother, the future Richard III. In 1472, Robert Dimmock's wardship was granted to Robert Radcliffe. In 1482, Dimmock was finally given licence to inherit his father's lands. He was knighted in 1483 before Richard III's coronation and acted as champion. The champion's job was to ride into the coronation banquet at Westminster Hall and challenge all those present who might impugn the monarch's title. And Dimmock did this. He's recorded as riding into the hall and challenging anyone who thought that Richard III wasn't the lawful king to a fight. Nobody spoke out against the king, and instead they cried, "King Richard!" Dimmock acted as champion at the coronations of Henry VII in 1485 and Henry VIII in 1509. He served as Sheriff of Lincolnshire 3 times between 1484 and 1509 and as Mayor of Boston in Lincolnshire in 1520. Dimmock served King Henry VIII in his French campaign of 1513 and was rewarded for his service at the Siege of Tournai by being made Treasurer of Tournai. Between 1527 and 1535, he was Chancellor to the Queen's household and served as almoner and receiver to Catherine of Aragon and then as Chamberlain to Anne Boleyn. But in 1536, he was suspected of involvement in the Pilgrimage of Grace rebellion after a banner depicting his family arms was used by the rebels and he and his sons were fetched from their home at Scrivelsby by the rebels. But he managed to escape punishment. Robert Dymoke was married to Anne Sparrow, and their children included sons Edward and Arthur. He died on this day in 1545 in the Catholic faith, leaving instructions for masses to be said daily for his soul and that of his wife, and also those of his parents. His son Edward was champion at the coronations of Edward VI, Mary I, and Elizabeth I. Also on this day in Tudor history, the 15th of April 1599, Robert Devereux, 2nd Earl of Essex, was sworn in as Lord Lieutenant of Ireland. This was the beginning of the end for him, and you can find out why in last year's video, which I'll give you a link to. You can subscribe to this channel by clicking that button there. You can hit the bell to be notified as these videos go live, and you can of course give me a like and leave a comment. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.